Hi, I have your file in front of me and I love what you did. Your coloring and everything is beautiful. I want to show you a little trick to get rid of what looks like a little white or light halo around the hair. So in order to do that, and this is a cool trick, it works on almost every single file, I'm going to hold the Command or Control key and click on both these layers here because both of those layers make up what I want to do. Okay, now they're so what I want to do here is hold Command Option E or Control Alt E and make a new copy merged layer and turn these two off. So I have her on one layer. Now I'm going to add another layer mask. Now I'm going to hold Command or Control and make a selection out of her outer pixels. Okay, now the reason why I'm zooming in on that is because I want you to watch what's going to happen. So I'm going to go to Select, Modify, and I'm going to contract by as many pixels. Usually it's 2, but I have to see how many 2 take. So I'm going to make this selection smaller by 2 pixels at first. So let me just take that and now say OK. Now that was perfect. Okay. Now, that should have exposed some of the white or light values in there, and I may have to do another one, but watch what I'm going to do here. So, before I paint it, I'm going to inverse the selection. So, I'm going to go up here to inverse. Now I'm painting on the outside, okay? So what I want to do is back off a little bit, okay? Not too much, because I want you to see this. And then I'm going to hit Control or Command H to hide the selection. Okay, now I'm making sure that I'm selected on the layer mask. I'm making sure that I hit the X key and I'm painting in black, right? Because black eliminates value. And I'm going to take the flow and leave it at 10% and make my brush bigger. Now, I'm going to right-hand click and make sure I'm on all the way soft. Now watch this. By me painting black on that outer edge, it's eliminating some of that white edge. Now, like I said, I may have to do it some more. I may have to actually contract this some more. But you see how by me running it through here, it's actually softening the edge of that hair? Okay, watch around the top of her head. So let me zoom in just a tiny bit if I can get it there. Okay, now I'm going to paint it and it's getting rid of some of that light value. Let's see if you can really notice it over here on this side. So I'm going to get rid of it like this, and I'm painting, and then you can look at the layer mask, see how there's black, because I inversed it on the outer edge, okay? So now that has a better feel to it. Now this is another thing I'm going to do. I'm going to remake a selection of her. So here I go, Command or Control. Good. Click on it. Now, again, I'm going to modify it. I'm going to go to Select, Modify, and Contract, but this time I'm going to contract by like 15 pixels. Okay, 15. Now I'm going to inverse it. So select inverse, so I'm painting on the outside, and this is important. I'm going to go to Select, Modify, Feather by half of what I contracted it, so about 7 pixels. Okay, now I'm going to be very gentle here, but I'm going to hit Command or Control H to hide the selection. And I want to again zoom in a little bit so you can see what's going to happen. Okay, I'm going to put the flow down to about 5, and then I'm going to gently paint on the outer part of her head, and I want you to see how it's going to soften just the edge of her hair. And now that is going to make that look so real that it's diffusing and softening into the background. Okay, now what I'm going to do in a second, so you can see the difference, and look what I'm doing here, look at how beautiful that made that. All that light value totally went away. It totally is now blending into the background. Now let me do it on this side right here. Okay, let me come up to her hair right over here and just soften it with the paintbrush again, okay, and then around this side of her head. Now, again, I know it doesn't look like I've done a lot, but it will when I actually I need to do a little bit more up here. Okay, now watch when let me move her over. Now I'm going to leave her just like this. Now watch if I go over to here and I say right-hand click and disable it. Now, do you see how, and I'll go back and forth. Do you see how by me enabling it, watch her hair, look at how soft that made it. Let me do it again. Let me disable it and then look over here on the left-hand side, okay? Now I'll right-hand click and enable it. Look at how beautiful that made that. Now it looks like she is totally part of that background. Now let me move this over and show you again the same thing. Let's disable it. Look at how hard. You see all this hair that let me make my brush bigger, but I'm not doing anything with the brush, I'm just showing you. Look at this whole section right here. Now I'm gonna enable it. Look at how beautiful that made that. Now it looks like it's totally part of the piece. And if you don't mind, I'm gonna make a movie out of this because I'm really happy with what you did, and I'm going to do a little bit more to here. So I'm gonna use this, if you're okay with that, as a little demo to show people the final step. And this is really the final step in making a composite blend with, especially with somebody with flowing hair, into a background that they weren't in the first place, okay? So I'm really proud of you, and you did a great job. Thank you.